Good evening. The family and friends of a grandfather who was set on fire on a street in Birmingham say they have no idea why he was attacked. CCTV footage shows a man in flames after being doused in an unknown substance along a residential street in Edgbaston last night.
The man, who was walking home from the Dudley Road mosque, suffered facial burns and remains in hospital tonight. A man has been arrested and police are looking into whether this attack is linked to a similar incident in London earlier this month. Lewis Warner reports.
Sirens can be heard in the distance, but this attack is yet to happen. At around 7 o'clock last night, two men are seen walking along Birmingham Road in Edgbaston. The man on the right is just moments away from being sprayed with an unknown substance and set alight. Seen repeatedly pointing his finger, the man on the left appears to then block the path of the man's journey home, at one point holding him back with his hand. From another viewpoint, the moment the fire is lit is clearly visible. We've chosen not to broadcast what happens next, as the man is engulfed in flames and can be heard screaming for over a minute. This afternoon, a burnt patch on the pavement marks where, but not why, this most violent of attacks happened. The man, described as elderly, is now in hospital with non-life-threatening injuries.
The family of the victim have told us they have no idea why their loving father and grandfather was attacked. They've described him as a peaceful, quiet family man who regularly attended mosque and have thanked the community for their support. Comments echoed by those who know him.
Yeah, I knew the guy. He was a friendly guy. Like, the whole neighbourhood knew him. He used to go to the mosque 5 times a day to pray. I see him almost every day. He's always smiling. You know, he never troubled nobody in his life. Never.
Gathering outside the mosque that was last night a centre for prayers, today it became a centre for those to voice their anger.
We got sisters, we got mums. It can happen to our sisters and our mums too. So I'm saying the community is not safe. We need someone to stand for us. If not, we're going to stand for ourselves.
This afternoon, police confirmed they're looking into whether this attack is linked to a similar incident in London earlier this month, in which a man in his 80s was also set alight.
Very quickly after the incident, made the connection to the incident that happened in the Metropolitan Police area. We're working closely with the Metropolitan Police, reviewing that to establish to what extent those two incidents are linked, and that does very much part of the ongoing inquiry at this time.
On the eve of the holiest month of the Muslim year, fellow worshippers are grappling with what happened to a grandfather, with some saying they now fear for their safety. Lewis Warner, ITV News, Edgbaston, Birmingham.
Well, our correspondent Mark Goff has been following the police investigation this afternoon and can join us from West Midlands Police headquarters. Mark, it goes without saying this is a shocking attack. We heard there the reaction from worshippers at the victim's mosque. Nearly 24 hours on, how are community leaders reacting?
Well, I think it can be summed up in one word, really. They're horrified. They're horrified about what's happened to this elderly gentleman. And as you saw in Lewis's report there is obviously some concern in the community about their own safety, because, of course, we don't yet know what the motive was for this attack. But on the flip side, the community response has been amazing. And I spoke to the local councillor about how the community have been rallying round since this attack happened at 7 o'clock last night.
The way that the community came together was absolutely phenomenal. Everybody looking at their ring doorbells and CCTV to work out where he'd gone after the attack. It's a real terrible, terrible event, but this really does show that when things are difficult, people in North Edgbaston absolutely pull together.
Well, police have been in the Edgbaston area all day providing reassurance. Today, they said that people should still go about their normal business. Mosque goers, if they're going to worship, should keep doing that, but they should remain vigilant. However, the police say they're pleased at how this investigation is going now that they've arrested a suspect, and we must stress he is still a suspect.